This video is brought to you by Artistworks. Artistworks are part of TrueFire Studios, and they offer direct access to master musicians through their innovative online learning platform. Partnering with iconic musicians, they've crafted decades of industry experience into guided paths of online learning. Crucially, there's an option to get personalized feedback tailored specifically to your playing via their unique video exchange. Get direct guidance towards your playing goals. You can use the code GNC40 for 40% off of any of Artistworks courses. Okay, I have some physical reverb pedals which I really like the Walrus Audio Slower, which they sent over. I've tried some other really awesome reverb pedals in the past, like the Chase Bliss Audio CXM1978, or whatever they called it, the Meris Mercury 7, other things that I've tried. I've got an Eventide H90 over on the shelf, which I need to do some more explorations with. And obviously I've got other modelers as well, like Fractal, I think, do some incredible reverbs and stuff. But I think if I had to choose one reverb in the world, it's actually in the Helix, as possibly unlikely as that sounds, because I know some people are kind of sniffy about the Helix in general. But also, I guess the thinking is that if this pedal can do many things, the assumption might be that maybe it doesn't do each thing particularly well, obviously because there's just a volume of work that has been done. So I can tell you a little bit about these dynamic algorithms were actually made by a chap who works at Line 6 from Victoria DSP, and this guy called Norm came up with these dynamic series reverbs, but also he has a history of working with Lexicon and Digitech, I believe. So they're made by, and this is the thing with algorithms, reverbs and that stuff, they're as good as the person who has programmed them. You know, like Line 6 is running a DSP chip, Eventide are running a DSP chip, Strymon run a DSP chip. So it's more about, you know, the actual work that's gone into making the actual algorithm. So my favorite thing in the world for reverb is this dynamic plate. So you can see I've just pulled up a Fender Twin. And just default settings, it doesn't really sound particularly special, right? So the first thing I do with this is I take this damping thing up. So basically this is sort of like creates, it's talking about the amount of kind of high-end stuff it's letting into the reverb chamber. As you open it up, you get more of that kind of metallic jangly stuff, which actually I find really useful for certain types of Okay, so now we've got just a standard sort of reverb thing happening, right? So, you know, without it. So where I think it really shines though, so a normal plate reverb I don't think would have the longest tail, but what we can do here, because of the way the algorithm is written, is really lengthen these things out, and now you get into this kind of really awesome territory, sort of like Eventide Blackhole, that sort of algorithm, or sort of like some of the Strymon Cloud stuff. Now we've also got low cuts and high cuts, so you can really tailor this thing to how you want it to sound. So you can make use of this high cut, which is by default at 10, which is kind of a nice thing, but also make use of the damping to really tailor this thing to sound. So for more kind of pristine stuff, set that damping as high as it gets, and then you get more of that sparkly bits and pieces coming through. Equally, if we open this high cut up fully, And then with that damping put down to like default, again, you get much more of that darker kind of sound. So let's just put that back to, where's our high cut gone? So the thing is, the further you go with this decay, the more kind of into that Strymon type cloud territory you get. So let's just have that here. I'm going to have this set to 10, then middle be 20, and then what we could do, you could even have a snapshot where it sets to infinite, and this isn't actually infinite, but it does give you like a really long held pad type sound. So you could switch that off, but there's such depth in the tail and stuff as well. Maybe I could just experiment with this motion rate in infinite mode. I think the idea with this rate and range is that it's sort of simulating the idea of spinning the plate, so you get a bit of modulation in there, but it's not super aggressive or anything. Let's just try again. But that for me is my favourite reverb in the world, I think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you've got other reverbs that you really dig. I think for me it's just super flexible, can do your very normal reverb stuff, but where I think it really shines is these long decays which are so rich and sound so full and so orchestral. I just love it. You know, playing around with the damping and the high cut can unlock some of these really cool sounds. For me, it's my favourite reverb in the world. I'd love to hear if you've got other thoughts on some of your favourite stuff. Maybe it's stuff by Strymon, maybe it's stuff by Empress Audio, maybe it's stuff by Walrus Audio. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments if you would. It probably help the algorithm along as well. But that's by the by. This is what I was using for the intro, and then I probably solo over it using the Eric Lead 35 preset. You can grab those in the Gumroad folder if you want, and I'll catch you in another video soon. Cheers.